I devoted my life to basketball. I don't have personal life. I don't have. To my friends and my relatives that I don't call them, I don't have the time to touch base with them. I tell them that, sorry guys, I live in a different dimension than the earth.
Would you consider now a star your family?
This is my family and here is my home. That's why when you ask me Athens or Belgrade, I said Belgrade. Now I'm here. I'm half-Serbian.
How do you feel when, let's say, during the entire week, you said to your team, okay, we're not going to give this left hand to the player. We're not going to give him the left hand. Coming to the game, you lose the game because of his left hand. How do you feel knowing that you will be responsible for the loss?
So,
Coach, welcome. We're going to start with some rapid fire questions. You know, 2 answers. So, and you choose Belgrade or Athens?
Belgrade.
Assistant coach at Olympiacos or CSKA?
Both.
Pick and roll or ISO?
Pick and roll.
Defense or offense?
Defense.
Last possession for the win. Let the players improvise or call timeout?
Timeout to let the players improvise.
Last one.
Organized.
And last one, play the mismatch inside or outside?
Depends the situation. Depends the players.
For your players right now with this season?
Depends the game. Sometimes you need to take advantage of a hot player from the perimeter if he's hot. Sometimes if you have big advantage inside, you go inside. What is best for the team in that moment? If your big guy is in a great day, give the ball to the big guy with the inside mismatch. If the guard is hot and he decides the game so far, so give him the ball at the end. Depends. This is instinct. This is this doesn't go in rules. This depends for a lot of reasons. You play home, you play away. In your home court, if the game is, let's say, very productive, and if you are on offense and you are in a great day offensively, shooting from outside, let's say, outside this match. So it depends. You need to consider all these parameters all the time according to the game, home, away, winning, losing, how much is the score. It's a buzzer to win or a buzzer to tie the game. So all of these parameters are very important to take the final decision. I think, to me, I don't have only one direction about that. You ask me. And to me, it's a matter of the day and a matter of the instinct of the players and of the coach. This is coaching, actually.
It's amazing for me how coaches have to think about so many things when the player just in this moment thinking about, give me the ball and let me make the shot.
Yes.
But there's so many factors to take in. It's amazing.
I know, but the coach is thinking different than the players. That's why he's the coach.
Getting right into the podcast, we always have this entry question. So, Coach, can you describe yourself in one word, please?
One word?
One word.
Passionate.
Why?
For the sport.
For the sport?
Yes.
In life or only basketball?
I devoted my life to basketball. I don't have personal life. I don't have. Let's say my free moments of basketball are only with my family. So we don't have personal life, especially now with this format of EuroLeague last 7 years, I think. We play so many games, we have so many trips. One game is finishing and already you need to organize the next one and the next one and the next one. And you don't have personal life. To my friends and my relatives that I don't call them, I don't have the time to touch base with them. I tell them that, sorry guys, I live in a different dimension than the earth. Let's say this is our life, but I'm not regretting about this. I love basketball. I love coaching. I started very young. All these years, I was focused to be better, to improve myself, to learn, to get experiences, to succeed, and all this passion. One word that you asked from me, is transferred now to the court.
I mean, you say you don't have a personal life, but because you spend so much time with basketball and Red Star, would you consider now Red Star your family?
Of course. This is my family, and here is my home. That's why when you ask me Athens or Belgrade, I said Belgrade. Now I'm here. I'm Belgrade. I'm half-Serbian.
It's amazing. But yeah, I feel like the players, they feel this energy coming from you, and it inspires them. As you said, the game yesterday, they were playing with this passion. That is the word you said. So really, it's inspiring for us to see that.
Thank you. Yes, we are. We want to fight every game, and this spirit. It's not coming only from me. It's coming from the club, because the club wants to succeed. Everybody's, missing European success, and we are fighting for this. All of us, me as a coach, and all the players together, and all the staff.
What separates you from the rest of the coaches in the EuroLeague?
My character, because every coach is different than the other. So it's not only me that I have my character according to all the others, but every coach is different than all the others because of his character. And this is also something that, characterizes everyone from us, the coaches, who have a presence on the bench. We are open to the media, to the fans. Everybody can see how you are on the bench and can judge your presence, not only your coaching as coach, but also as a person. And this is very important to have a picture, and to me as a coach to be a role model, not only for coaches, but also for way of acting as a gentleman.
Coach, it's very interesting what you say, because a lot of players, or let's say great coaches that you interviewed, they all say if you want to be good in something, you need to be less good in something else. Mike James said it. So he said that he can be sometimes a bit socially awkward to be this genius he is on the court, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think that, the social part that is missing for you, it's really the one cost to make you a successful basketball coach today?
Look, the success is very, fragile for everybody, not for me, for everybody, for players, for coaches, in every team. We are very close to succeed or very close to failure all the time. And if you know this, you have the experience to understand that there are not only good moments, there are also bad moments. And you need to be ready to learn from your bad moments and to overcome these bad moments. And when you are down, to stand up and keep walking and to stay again in your feet. And basketball, thinking basketball like this, is like you live your life, because we have similar situations in our lives. We are not always happy. We are not always. Our life is not always positive. Some negative things are happening. But we need always to stood up and fight against this negativity in our life. And same way is basketball. Because I started to coach young players from the beginning of my career. Okay, I didn't know that I would have this career when I started, but anyway, I started to coach young kids. I wanted to be also a teacher to them, and to inspire them some principles for basketball, but they will use them also in their life. And this is exactly what happened, because I have a lot of players that they are now having their own families, ex-players, small club that I started from Kalamaria, Apollon Kalamarias in Greece. And now they are close to 50, and I coached them when they were 12. And there are a lot of these generations that they come to me and they tell me, Coach, what you taught us those days, we have now as principles to our families. For me, this is big credit. It's like a title. Because when you see that you influence with a positive way young generations to have principles in their families, this is, something that is unique. You put some guys to the right way. I had one player, he came to tell me, my mother told me, if you didn't play basketball and you had this coach, you would be now a street,
Really?
street guy, He saved you from the street. So you understand, this one player to save like this is not only basketball. Okay, I'm professional, I must win games, I must win titles, but these things to me are valuable, very valuable.
What's the one thing that a young coach needs to have to become a successful one?
Work hard, not only one. You cannot succeed only with one.
Yeah.
Work hard, be patient. These two.
Be patient, especially, yeah.
Patient. In my career, I started to coach very young, but I did small steps, but stable steps. I didn't have ups and downs. I was in amateur club, worked 11 years, then I will go second assistant in a professional club, PAOK Thessaloniki, 8 years. Then I went in parallel in national team of Greece, assistant coach, men team, for 4 years. Then after that I moved in Olympiacos, in EuroLeague, assistant coach. Then I became head coach. So all this, let's say, path was with stable steps, not rushing. I saw a lot of colleagues of mine, my age and even younger, getting head coach's job before me. But I was patient, I knew that I had to work hard, and when the chances were coming, I should be ready to grab them. And this is exactly what happened.
Why did you make this move of coaching so early?
I play as an amateur 5-6 years, from 15 till 21. And I was good in that level, but I couldn't be top level player, professional player. When I understood this, I gave exams also because I was good athlete to physical education in my country, university. So when I go to physical education, I passed the exams. I said, okay, now I can be a coach. So I start to play in parallel and coaching young kids, as I told you before. And then I loved the sport when I was a player, and then I loved coaching in parallel. So I devoted in this sport as a coach. I start from very young to go every summer, because all winter I have academies, I build academies, mini basketball, I start to coach juniors, cadets, but all summers I was doing something extra for my knowledge, basketball knowledge. So let's say 1988, I went first time in Rotterdam, pre-Olympic basketball. And that was the first time ever Hubie Brown, who was the best NBA coach that moment, was coming in Europe for a clinic. So I was 21 years old when I attended this clinic. I was the youngest there. And then 89, I went in Zagreb, United Yugoslavia, with coach Professor Raca Nikolic talking in that clinic. Professor Alexander Gomelski, I remember, and a lot of great European coaches. And then 1990, 23 years old, I went in States first time in Hardwick College and Syracuse University, all summer.
It's a great school there.
Yes,
coach.
Yes. So I wanted to get knowledge, and those days was not internet. We didn't have internet. We didn't have even college games in Greece, NBA games. We tried to search video VHS tapes to watch games and to watch the games and learn from what we were watching. So when you are devoted, that's why I told you in the beginning, you know, I love coaching. Coaching is giving big happiness to the coach, watching, first of all, the team playing good. Watching different type of mentality of players, different cultures, different nationalities, to get together and, you know, put them together and for the common goal to succeed. Coaching is, you must be, how to say, like an artist.
Yeah.
To combine all these things. You must be good psychologist, good coach, good trainer to train them well. To understand, let's say, every time to have this feeling what the team needs, because let's say all teams, let's say, they can have crisis, let's say, and how you overcome this crisis. And one time you need to be sharp, the other time you need to be gentle. And when you do this, when you do that. So this is very interesting part of coaching, and this is what I love.
But coach, also, you know, we see nowadays that there's more and more in the EuroLeague and NBA, ex-players becoming coaches, you know, in high positions very early. What do you think of that? You know, you having these really traditional steps to become a head coach. What do you think of these players becoming coach right away like this?
First of all, to be a coach is different than to play basketball.
For sure.
There are a lot of players that they say, top level players that they say, I cannot be coach. But there are some players, great players like Vasilis Spanoulis, that he became coach. Like Željko Obradović, from player he became great coach. Like Panagiotis Giannakis, great player, he became coach.
Can you see a player that will become a good coach right away?
Yes, there are some players that are very smart, with great basketball IQ, that you say that he has, let's say, something that he can be great coach, but he needs to work hard. He needs to have a methodology. He needs to have, to be transparent with the players, to know how to talk to the players. And this is also a matter of character. So you can feel if he can handle this, all these parameters together. Look, the best players that they are direct head coaches, I think they have the potential to do it. Depends from them how, let's say, complete they have all the package that it's needed, and then they can be top, or they can be, let's say, good coaches, just good coaches.
Is there always a coach that you look to compete against every time?
No. I have great relationship with all the coaches. I try not to, because, you know, when you play games and you are in a situation with big pressure for the result, big pressure from the surrounding of the team, of the fans, of the media, of all this stuff. Sometimes maybe some coaches, including myself, we can overcome the limit. But I'm trying to control myself as much as I can. I have great relationship with all the coaches.
So nothing is personal for you?
It's nothing personal.
Okay, yeah.
Never it's personal. And except if somebody doing something bad against me, then I will take it in person. But,
or if you play against Partizan. I'm joking.
No. With Coach Obradović, we have mutual respect. We know all of us that he's the best of all of us. So there is no... let's say him and me, I think that we keep... a very civilized relationship as fighting coaches of big traditional basketball battle in Serbia.
We had Sasha Obradović on the podcast 2 days ago, and he said how hard it is if you start as an assistant coach to become a head coach. What did you had to make different in your career to really make the step from assistant to, let's say, solid with big foundations, like you said, head coach?
Look, Sasha Obradović is a great coach and he was a great player. Me, personally, that I didn't play basketball in top level, it was harder. He's right. But to me, imagine myself that I didn't play great basketball and I had to build, let's say, my base that as a coach I will be accepted from the fans, from the media to get the first head coach job. And that happened in Kolossos Rhodos. It was 2008 when I left Olympiakos. I was 3 years assistant coach in EuroLeague, in top level with club of Olympiakos. And then I said, this is the moment to make the next step. As I said before, patience till you will find the best moment that you need to make the next step. When is this? When you will feel that you are ready, to take all the responsibility in your shoulders. And I was ready all these years after these experiences that I had with top-level players as an assistant, of course, cooperating with top-level head coaches all these years, not only in Olympiakos, also in PAOK. 8 years, we play EuroLeague with PAOK, 4 years from the 8. So you understand that I got a lot of experiences, but as I said, I was 11 years assistant coach in top-level teams that they fight for Greek League championships, for cup. We took the cup with PAOK, let's say, Greek Cup. And then I was assistant coach. But all these experiences, 11 years, gave me the base that I can go now in a smaller club and to make this club, let's say, bigger. Because when I went to Kolossos just came from second league, and then 3 years we play the playoffs. Second year we could play ULEB Cup those days, but it was an island, small budget, we couldn't afford it. But I mean, that was the moment that for me to make the next step. And Sasha is right that if you are assistant coach, it's harder to get the acceptance from all the others to give you the opportunity to be head coach. But this is the way for some, let's say, young coaches. This is what I suggest them, to work hard and take, let's say, the responsibility as a head coach, even in a smaller league. Yeah. Not only, let's say, in first league. You can start in second league. If you go well, then everybody will see you and then you will get a job higher and higher. So if you are good, you will continue. If you are, okay, then maybe, you continue in that league, smaller league, or you can become again assistant coach in top level.
Did you have to change something about yourself as a coach? Because, when you have this, let's say, image of an assistant coach becoming a head coach, sometimes players can not take you as serious as, let's say, a head coach, that is here since years. Did you change something about yourself as a person, as a coach?
First of all, I had the experience that I took over PAOK in the middle of the season. So when you are assistant and you become in the same team in the middle of the season, head coach,
that's gonna be hard.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Stressful, right?
Yes. And but that was a period in PAOK that we had great personalities those days. Let's say great players. We had Sigalas, who was captain of national team of Greece. We had Koronios, we have Koltebella, we have Giannoulis, we have Limniatis, who is coach now. We have a lot of good players. Sorry that I forget some names now. And I was assistant, and now I have to change completely, as you said, to be a head coach. Yes, it's different. It's different responsibility, and the transition in one day in the middle of the season is not easy. Let's say if you are assistant coach, like I was in Olympiakos, and then I left summer when my contract expired, and I went to Kolossos from the beginning of the season. This is different from assistant to become head coach. Yeah. But in the middle of the season, in the same team that, let's say you have a relationship with the players as an assistant coach, and then to be head coach is not easy. But somehow I managed to gather them all together. We didn't play were not good. We had also that moments financial problems, and but we succeeded to go to how it was called, Korats Cup. Korats Cup those days. That's 90s. I'm talking about 90s.
So coming back to this beautiful rivalry that you're a part of, Red Star and Partizan. Actually, this season is pretty crazy. You guys won 2 times, almost at the buzzer. You say it's not personal, but you have some pride because you realize how big this is in Belgrade.
Guys, just quick one here. This episode is brought by BrainRock, a global payment provider delivering seamless financial solutions with a personal touch. It's actually amazing because whether you're sending money from across borders or managing multiple currencies, BrainRock makes it possible with their multi-currency accounts, prepaid cards, foreign exchange, and banking as a service. With BrainRock, you're not just another account number, you're a valued client. Stay ahead of the game with BrainRock, your global and trusted payment solutions partner. Thank you so much, BrainRock, for being our trusted partner, and please stay on the show and enjoy the rest.
First of all, I feel proud from one side and honored that I'm part of this big rival, because I'm foreigner and I was following this derby from outside. Now that I am inside, I feel that I'm privileged to play this type of game. Because let's say in our career, these games are great games to be there, with the good and the bad moments. Okay, I'm not saying
it's good for you so far this season.
We lost first game of the season against Partizan at home, very easy. So that was a bad moment. But I think that whoever is reaching out this point as a coach or as a player wants to be a member of these teams. So from one side, I feel privileged that I play these games. From the other side, yes, when you participate in the derby, you want the best for your club. You know the importance of these games. I had the experience not only in Greece with the games of Olympiakos Panathinaikos, but also in Maccabi, playing the games against Maccabi and Hapoel, which is exactly the same, the derby. So you understand that, to me, to play this type of game again in a different country, but very important in all Europe, this game, is something special. And I want always the best for my team.
Do you prepare your teams differently when you play a derby?
No.
Everything is exactly the same?
Yes.
You don't want the players to feel the pressure, right?
They know.
They know, yeah.
They know. So if I put them extra pressure, why? They know the importance of the game. They know that this game is, big time game for both clubs and for us, let's say. So you try to focus to basketball. You try to focus to the plan, to build the plan, how to play this game. Every game is different. In every game you're thinking what you can do differently to improve the game according to the previous one. You can check also the parameters in which position is the team. I mean, let's say we play Partizan, 1 month ago, and now we have to play against them in 2-3 days. But now we have injuries, or we don't have injuries, or we have a big guy which is in his best shape, and that we didn't have him in the previous game. So, analyzing all these parameters, you build your plan and you go according to the plan.
Coach, you mentioned, you're a foreigner. You're actually the first foreign coach in the history of Red Star.
Yes.
Congrats, first of all.
Thank you very much.
How do you feel about that?
Proud and honored and responsible.
Did the fans accept you?
I think yes. We have great relationship. They understood from last season that I came that we try to do something good for the club. The fact that we finished the season with 3 titles, 3 out of 3 last season, was very important. And we started also this season winning the cup. We are trying to participate in the playoffs of EuroLeague. So I think, there is acceptance, and we have, great feelings, vice versa.
You said recently, let's not think about Abu Dhabi. I'm asking you the question again. Can you start thinking about Abu Dhabi or no?
No. I said don't think about Abu Dhabi because there are steps to do.
Yeah.
So we need to think about the next step, not 10 steps away, because you don't know where you are going and if you will go there. So we need to think about the next step. I know that our fans wants the team to succeed. Who doesn't want the team to succeed? Us, that we are inside, and we are professionals. We are trying to do our best, but there is a procedure that we cannot overcome the procedure. The procedure doesn't say, hey, go play Final Four. No, the procedure say you need to go win next game, and if you lose, you need to win the next one, and if you lose again, you need to overcome these losses, and so on. So I don't want to let's say, it's normal that the expectations are high now because we play good, but I don't want us to be hyped.
Yes.
Because this will be against us. It will be like boomerang.
Mm.
All this hype will be against us. So we go step by step. We don't need to have great emotions now that we won in Olympiacos. We shouldn't be down on the floor when we lost 2 games at home. And this is the way how to be stable mentally to fight all the games. This is the way. This is a procedure. We are fighting. We want to go as far as we can. Which is this point? We don't know. We don't know. If this, I will be a magician, not a coach.
Coach, with the Red Star, you have a very emotional fan base, right?
Yes.
How does your daily life look like after a win, or especially after a derby win?
After wins?
Yes.
When you win, you are satisfied that everything went well. You are, personally, me, I'm happy, but I'm not exaggerating with my feelings because I know that this is nothing. You get one good win, even let's say not a derby, but like yesterday, we won in the home court of the first team of the standing, one of the best teams, maybe the best teams, not maybe, the best team in the league till now, because Olympiacos is the most stable team till now in all championship. So we can give them, let's say, this title now, but this is nothing, as I said, in general for all the teams. But to win there is not easy. And I don't want to be, let's say, hyped. I don't want to be to lose my focusness and my concentration, because I know that now we have game for ABA League in Čačak, and we must be ready to go there and fight again. And we cannot underestimate this game or this opponent, because I teach to my players to respect all the opponents. So yes, I'm happy, but I'm normal. After these so many years and these experiences that I had, that you can win and you can lose and you can continue to win or can continue to lose, you need to stay stable to influence with the same way your players and to stay focused for the next one and the next one and the next one.
Talking about players, I mean, you coached so many big teams with big players. What was, let's say, the player that impressed you the most on the court?
This is a very hard question because I coached top-level players also as an assistant coach, not only as a head coach. From the past till now, I cannot put my finger just to one. I told you before, I coach all the Greek national team players. Let's say I coached players of Panathinaikos, that I was not in Panathinaikos, in national team. I coached Diamandidis, Albertis, Dikoudis, Hadjivretas. These are Panathinaikos players. Yeah. I never coached them in a club, but I was with them as an assistant coach, of course. But you are there with them, in national team of Greece. So, to me, as a head coach, I had Vasilis Panoulis, Giorgos Pridezis, Kostas Papanikolaou. I had Kostas Lukas. I had Andrei Kirilenko, Victor Hriapa, Alexei Zved. I had in the past Angelos Koronios, Γιώργος Σιγάλας, Ευθύμης Ρετζιάς.
That's too many.
I coach Omri Kaspi. I coach Denny Avdia. How can I put my finger just to one player of all of them? Each one of them, big personality. Okay, of course, let's say each one of them succeeded great things. I forget Pedja Stojakovic. I forget a lot. So you understand that to me, I was privileged that I coach all these players because I learn from the players. I learn from the players about their mentality, how they prepare for the games, how tactically and how they use their technique, let's say, of a shot to prepare the shot to come out of the screen, how they pass. I have, let's say, now Teodosic in my team. I had him in Olympiacos Young. I coached him in CSK. And now I have him here as a head coach. So this guy, how he passes, So you understand that you learn from the players, and I listen always my players. And of course, I have as a coach my principles, my way, but I am very open to my players according to their personalities and to their talents. And I like to coach great personalities. I like to coach star players. I like to coach.
You like this?
Yes.
How do you manage, let's say, to have accept some behaviors sometimes, let's say, of star players that can have some different behaviors than the other players? Do you accept, do you make any difference from player to player? Or is it for you, okay, everybody is the same, we are one team?
This is a very good question. Because basketball is a team sport. And there are some principles and rules that are for everybody. But there are some other directions and some other behaviors that you can handle it with a different way according to the player. You cannot have the same, let's say, approach when you have, let's say, Milos Teodosic and when I have Andrei Kostic. But there are some principles that both of them, they need to follow. So you understand this make the difference, how to handle this. And I like this. I like this much.
It's interesting you talk about Teodosic. There's a story about the president of Monaco. He said that he fell in love with basketball the first time because he saw Teodosic playing.
Look, I was very happy happy that I coached Milos now as a head coach because I had him, as I said before, I had him as an assistant coach. He came 20 years old in Olympiacos. I was assistant coach. I tried to help him. We came close to each other. Then I coached him in CSKA Moscow, again as an assistant coach. He's a maestro. He can pass the ball. He's watching the game 2 steps ahead of everybody. So I'm very happy now that I'm head coach with him. I'm very happy that now, let's say, we cooperate each other. And always, let's say, I respect what he have done in his career and all these years, not only about these 2 seasons that we are cooperating, but also all this great career that he had.
So Coach Pesic from the Serbian national team, he said recently that it's never been so hard to be a coach nowadays than it was before. Do you feel like it's this way too?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because now everybody wants the immediate result. And there is no magic way for a coach and for everybody to bring immediate results. There is a process. Everybody, all the teams are competitive wherever you play. And the people who are deciding and the fans and the media and everybody is more demanding and demanding and demanding. And nowadays, everybody wants let's say, also in life, everybody wants the easy money. Everybody wants to get rich fast. Everybody wants to build his house as fast as he can. So this is also the feeling now in basketball that if you don't get the result, you are out.
I think he was speaking about the players, like it's now you're mixing the emotions to the players. They want to get on the court more. It's more about their stats. Really, like the relationship with the players is more delicate nowadays than before.
No, there is difference, but I don't think that the players, they think now more than for the stats than before. The difference is now we are coaching different generations. This is my opinion. And let's say when I coach also, and Coach Pestis, of course, before me, he started before me. He coached generations that they were the first kids of families after the Second World War.
Yeah.
That they didn't have to eat. There was poverty. Everybody was afraid to talk, and there was fear in the societies. And then the coach was like the guy shouting on them, and everybody was stay focused and present and was doing with a different way what he should do. That was 30, 40 years ago. These new generations now, if you start to attack them and shout on them, they will leave. Let's say the parents in the past, they were shouting to their kids, and the kids, they were disciplined. Now if you shout to your kid, he will open the door and leave from the house. So you need to find a different way to communicate. I think this is the difference. You need to find a different way to communicate with the new generations of players, because now the relationships are different. And you cannot coach with fear. Let's say the players to fear of the coach to be coached with this. You need to convince the player why he have to do something, for which reason, and how to do it, and then the player will understand that you want to help him, and then he will do what you want from him. And this is the way of communication now. It's different, I agree, but I think this is because of general society reasons, different generations, different approach.
Did you ever had a player, because you said before in the podcast that you love all your players?
Yes.
Did you ever had a player that you had to, let's say, give up on or put aside because he was not right for the team, but personally you were very upset because you knew how good this player could have been?
Yes, there are some players, not a lot in my career, that I believe that they were great talents. They could help the team more, but because of their different mentality or different way of thinking, didn't adjust, and finally they didn't get in touch with the team and with the other players and help the team as much as they could. Yes, you are right. There are some.
I would like to come back a bit on your time at Maccabi. I found something very interesting when Scottie Wilbekin said, when they fired coach, I think it was 21, 22.
Yes, my last season.
Exactly. When I knew they fired Coach Sfairopoulos, I knew it's going to be my last year in Maccabi. What do you think about that?
With Scottie Wilbekin, I think that this is a top-level player, Scottie, and he's a player that, with me in Maccabi, he played his best basketball so far. He's injured now, and I wish to him to come back healthy and fast to the courts, because he has a lot of more to give to basketball. Look, in Maccabi, I think we had him as a leader of the team. He was the leader of the team. We succeeded my second season to qualify to the playoffs, but unfortunately came the COVID period, and that was the season that was stopped. EuroLeague stopped. this is a credit from a player to the coach, and I think that always as a coach, when you listen good words from your players, this is something meaningful to me. We have a very good relationship.
About your time in Maccabi, I have a story. I have a very good friend of mine, a coach. He was
Good story or bad?
It was a good story.
Okay.
Very good. You know, he was actually coming to your practices for 1 week, and he told me like what shocked him the most. Really, it was that every morning you were bringing coffee to your assistant.
I was an assistant, as I told you, 11 years before I became head coach. And I had coaches that they didn't treat me well. And when I was assistant coach, I said, if ever I will be head coach, I will never do to my assistants what they've done to me. Some coaches. I don't want to say names. And yes, sometimes I give them coffee, sometimes they give me coffee. We have this type of relationship.
That's amazing to have this relationship. As a head coach, it brings like the best out of your team, right? The staff, the players.
As a personality, I'm not, let's say that I'm the God and you need to follow me and you need to, you know, I'm very, very open, very friendly, and I respect everybody. Because everybody, my assistants, everybody from the staff, the physios, the doctors, the press officers, everybody, they're doing the best for the club. And when the club succeeds, they have big part for this. It's not only the team on the court, what people see, the 12 players that they are playing, it's a big organization behind them that works for them and for the success of the club. And all these people that they are behind the lights, behind the scenes, they are doing great job as a supporting job to the players. And we try to support the players, coaches. So I respect everybody, and the way how I work with them is under this umbrella of keeping a family atmosphere inside. And when you are in family, one day you will bring the coffee to your wife, let's say, and next day your wife will bring the coffee to you. So I don't have any complex to give the coffee to my assistant.
The players, they bring you coffee sometimes?
They come in the office and they want. We tell them, okay, fix your coffee. Because we have good coffee machine in our
Nice,
office.
it's important. Good coffee is important.
We tell them to, if they want, they can have always coffee.
Coach, you coached in some of the biggest powerhouses, CSKA, Olympiacos, Maccabi, and now Red Star. Those different, let's say, cultural backgrounds, did they shape, let's say, your approach of coaching? Guys, just a quick one here. If we are able to record these amazing episodes for you, it's because of the hospitality of the Metropole Palace in Belgrade. They welcomed us with open arms, and we have been able to shoot these episodes in the absolute best conditions ever. I recommend this hotel for all of you that are going to go to Belgrade one day, hopefully. Please stay with us. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Yes. First of all, it's different countries and it's different mentality. Let's say when I coach Olympiacos, head coach now I'm talking, we had the base of Greek players, which is something, you know, I'm Greek players, one way. When I went to Maccabi, most of them were Americans.
Yes.
So foreigners or Israeli Americans, like Jay Cohen, John DiBartolomeo, that they were raised in US, but they are Jewish. And we have some Israelis like Yovel Zusman, that he was there. So, but a lot of, let's say, the majority of the players were Americans from United States. So I couldn't, as a coach, approach first of all the team with the same way like in Olympiacos, because it's different mentality. Secondly, I had different type of players, so I need to play the basketball that fit to my players. Let's say Olympiacos, when I went in Olympiacos, they already took 2 EuroLeagues, 3, but 2 last years before I go. I mean, with Duda Ivkovic, 11-12, and with Yorgos Barzokas the next year, back to back. So when I went there, this team had the mettle of toughness, to play tough defense, to be, start from the defense. And this is the way what I continue there. When I went to Maccabi, we start to play faster. We start to play, for sure, to improve our defense, but we start to play faster. We had games that we scored more than 90 points because that was I had, let's say, more athletic players, faster players, so I need to play faster and to use their athleticism to the game. So I had to, not to change my principles, but to adjust the way of playing to the material that I had. So that was something different between these two teams. Here now in Crvena Zvezda, it's more or less, let's say we have a base of local players and we have good foreign players. To combine these two and to continue somehow, playing fast like yesterday, playing good defense, to combine all these type of players that I have, what they can do. I think that the coach of the job of the coach, one of the many things that the coach must do for the good of the team is to take the best of each player, of each one of his players. So if you are shooter, I must give you to shoot. If you are good to penetration, I must give you isolations. So as a coach, I must find the way how I can use you together with the good things that you can give to the team. And this way you will be productive and everybody will do his best for the success of the team. This is a big part of coaching, direction, coaching way. And my philosophy, of course. I must take the best part of each one of my players.
Coaches are always responsible, or let's say most of the time, responsible for losses.
Win is always the team. Loss is always the coach.
Exactly.
But this is normal.
I know, but my question is, how do you feel when, let's say, during the entire week, you said to your team, or let's say you practice in the way, okay, we're not going to give this left hand to the player. We're not going to give him the left hand. Coming to the game, you lose the game because of his left hand. How do you feel knowing that you will be responsible for the loss?
I didn't do my job well to convince the player to not to give him his left. I don't say the player didn't let him go left. This is my way.
You always take the responsibility on you.
Yes. I never give, except if the players are, let's say, they don't care. If I see that, okay, it's not happening a lot and it's not happening here, but sometimes there are moments in the team that they say, okay, if we lose this game, doesn't matter. Okay, my friend, this is different. Now I cannot take responsibility. If you think like that and you act like that and you don't practice well and you don't do this and you don't do that, yes, I cannot take the responsibility. But if something doesn't go well, I'm not afraid to take the responsibility. Anyway, another part of coach's job is to take the responsibility. This is why we get paid.
But I always hear, because it's such a busy schedule with the EuroLeague, the home league games, that sometimes we hear that players choose their games. Is it true?
This is very bad. You are right, but this is very bad because we cannot choose games. Because if we respect ourselves, we need to respect every opponent. Otherwise, we don't respect ourselves. If we don't respect the opponent, you don't respect yourself. Because you don't respect the job you do every day in the practice.
Sure.
We come to the practice to improve ourselves. I don't like to come to, if there is one practice that the team doesn't practice well, I stop the practice and, okay, let's go. Finish. We don't need to practice. Why? Because we are not practicing with the right way. I don't want to spend my time here, to come here and spend my time for nothing. We want to get something out of this every day, every practice. If we are not ready to do it, let's go home. Let's go to drink coffee. It's better. And come next day.
I hope we will go get coffee one day.
Yes.
Coach, to finish the podcast, just a couple more questions. What's the one advice you would give to a young player that wants to become a EuroLeague player?
First of all, work hard. Secondly, keep your mind inside your head, because everybody thinks, oh, NBA. Okay, NBA, yes. But of course, you need to have big goals. But go step by step, work hard, be humble. Because I coached a lot of players that they were talented, they didn't work hard, and after 2, 3, 4 years, somebody else who was less talented but harder worker, he overcame him and he took his position. And this talented player, after 3, 4 years, from top level team to middle level team to small level team, and then disappear. And the other guy who was hungry, who was a fighter, who was less talented but hard worker, was coming in the court 1 hour before and staying 1 hour after. He is still playing in top level with less talent. So no matter how talented you are, no matter how good you are, you need to work hard and stay humble. Because every player, especially young players, when they get glory and money easy, they can lose their mind. And that's why I said mind in the head, work hard, keep your head down, stay humble. Always, when you reach in one level, you need to go to the next level. They know this because of the video games. Yeah. They know really good this, the young generations. So you go to one level, you are happy, you cannot go anymore. You need to try to go to the second, and then to the third, and to the fourth. So this is the way also for basketball.
And last question, once you leave this earth, what do you want to be remembered for?
Remember for? That I am a good guy, not a good coach.
Okay. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you.